Hey guys, it's Perry Angela of BluebonnetLove.com and Kathy Alba as well from Kathy Alba Photography. Today is Thursday, March 24th, 2016, and we are finally able to do an update, actually a Bluebonnet Frolic report for days 2 and 3, because we just started day 4 today. So what we're going to do is give you guys, those of you itching to get to the Texas Hill Country, we're going to give you the roads that we've driven and what our opinion is. Right now we are on Highway 71 between Highway 281, and we're headed up towards Llano. And if you come to the Texas Hill Country, oh wow, that's pretty. Look at that. Man, sorry, I'm going to get distracted now. I was going to try to do an update, a report without doing that, but dang, that's nice. And we're looking at all the mesas and stuff that the hill country is famous for. There's some really nice ones out here. Anyhow, we're on Highway 71 headed to Llano. If you come out to the Texas Hill Country, you have got to drive Highway 71 at some point. It is very nice. It's very nice between Highway 281 and on the way to Llano. So definitely make that one of your routes as you go around the Texas Hill Country. So on day 2 of our Bluebonnet Frolic, when we headed to the Texas Hill Country from San Antonio, we took Highway 281. Nothing spectacular. I wouldn't even rank it a nice drive until you get to the major interchanges, and then it's like they've planted bluebonnets and wildflowers there, and it's nice. So just consider 281 a road to get you further into the Texas Hill Country. Not anything spectacular. When we went up the road, we then took right onto Highway 71, headed back towards Austin to go visit Muleshoe Bend Recreation Area. And for those of you that have been following us the last 2 years, you know that was our Texas Bluebonnet Field of Dreams. Guys, it's over. All right, there will no longer be a bluebonnet field at Muleshoe Bend Recreation Area as long as the lake levels and the Colorado River water levels are at normal. That field, I'm telling you guys, the entire field is underwater. It is not a temporary flood. Do not expect it's going to go down. Nothing's going to happen unless Texas goes into another drought, and then the water levels will go down. It'll reveal that land, and let's hope that in the past 2 years those bluebonnets were able to make plenty of seeds so that they're in the soil, in the seed bank, and can bloom again. Who knows if this will ever happen again in anyone's lifetime that's alive right now, except for a kid that might have been born yesterday, okay? So please quit asking about Muleshoe Bend. It is underwater. What little bluebonnets are out there, they're short, they're small, and they're sprinkling. There's nothing worth taking the drive except to go see it for yourself how much it's underwater. Do not go out there expecting bluebonnets or bluebonnets to take photos with, okay? Enough said about Muleshoe. Rest in peace. We paid our last respects. It just tells you guys each year Texas bluebonnet fields are more and more precious, okay? All right, so after that, we went across the Colorado River. Oh, cautionary tale. As you guys go into Muleshoe Bend or come out of Muleshoe Bend, if you see the roving pack of wild turkeys, be careful. If you want a hilarious story and video, either go to our Facebook feed and look for the post at the very top of the timeline where we were almost flogged. I was almost flogged. I was chased by turkeys. It's hilarious. My God, run for your life situation, okay? I actually thought that was it. I had bit the dust on that one. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, and I have a playlist of behind the scenes antics of everything that's happened to us on the road trip that I've been able to edit and get out. It's hilarious. So enough said. So if you see those turkeys, stay in the car and take pictures of them, or be able to run really fast. Anyhow, so after Muleshoe, we went back around to Marble Falls to FM 1431, headed back towards Cedar Park, to go to Turkey Bend, ironically, to go to Turkey Bend Recreation Area. The Bluebonnets along FM 1431, they're okay. I mean, they weren't bad. No, they weren't as good as last year. But it was pleasant enough to get yourself between Cedar Park and Marlboro Falls, and also to go to either Schaefer Bend Recreation Area or Turkey Bend Recreation Area. Now, the one highlight of the Frolic so far was Turkey Bend Recreation Area. For those of you who went to it in the last 2 seasons, the field, that big field, not there. It is underwater. But fortunately, it has a very sweet small field, large patch. As you come down the road and you hit the water, veer to the left, and around this little bend there was a sweet, sweet, sweet large patch or small field, whatever you want to call it. Nothing huge, but it's situated very nicely.
It's on a hillside.
It's on a small hillside with very pretty trees, mesquite trees that have the nice yellow-green leaves right now. And depending on which way you face, you get this beautiful spread of the bluebonnets with the Colorado River in the background, and then some of the hills of the Texas Hill Country in the background. So it was very nice. Plus, we shot sunset there. Very, very beautiful light as you're facing the sunset with the mesquite trees diffusing the light. It was gorgeous. We got some really nice highlights in our hair and all that stuff. And then also, because the full moon rose yesterday, we got some full moon rising shots across the Colorado River with bluebonnets in the foreground. So it's a very picturesque, not a huge field like it has been in the past seasons, but very, very picturesque. Do you agree? Do you agree?
One of my favorites.
I was going to say that was her favorite spot so far. Then that closed out day number 2 of our frolic. The drama of the attack of the turkeys really put us, we had to go back to the hotel room and have a drink after that. So then for day 3, we got a late start once again, and we headed out on Highway 71 once again to Llano. And we went and checked out county roads. And when we say county roads for these, we're talking about Llano County. So County Road 310 and 310A. These roads are located just north or west of FM 2147, which is the turnoff to go to Horseshoe Bay off of Highway 71. So once you pass that interchange, you'll watch for the left-hand side for County Road 310, and there should be a sign for County Road 310, and there'll be a sign on the right-hand side, a green and white sign, and it'll point you towards 310. Last season it was nicer, where last season it was just kind of pleasant. But it has some picturesque features. Actually, it's hard to say whether it's better than last year. It's those features that it's real nice.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what we've seen so far. For those of you that are photographers, it is more about up close and personal with the bluebonnets in picturesque settings and roadside bluebonnets this season in the hill country than it is about big fields.
Yeah.
You agree?
Very true.
Yeah. So you can get in the bluebonnet photos with the roadside ones and all that, but I think it's more about concentrating on those picturesque features that are classic Texas Hill Country. There was a creek, very nice situation of a creek with bluebonnets alongside of it at the road, and then it just had the cactus, that kind of stuff on it. So that would be a road to drive down where you want to get close-ups and stuff like that of the
Just be
bluebonnets.
careful, because if it rains, the creek will rise. We went one way, there was no water on the roadside.
Yeah.
Coming back, we were
Yeah.
going through water.
Those of you that are not from the Texas Hill Country, or you're not from Texas, let me tell you guys, especially our out-of-state visitors or someone who's traveling from the Houston area and you're just not used to the Hill Country, if you see a storm west or north of you, do not put yourself in a situation in a low water crossing. The Texas Hill Country is famous for flash flooding. So if you see clouds and you hear thunder and you're seeing lightning north or west of you, get out of the low water areas, okay? Because that means that water could be coming down really fast, and the next thing you know, you'll have a flash flood on your hands, and it is not something to play with in the Texas Hill Country. So caution, okay? So yeah, Kathy's right. When you are in those areas, pay attention to what's going on in the weather. So then, off of County Road 310, we went as far as County Road 310A. You have to watch for it on the left. There's not a sign for it. You cross a cattle guard. You actually think you're crossing onto a ranch. It's actually a public road. That's a very sweet area, once again, where you want to be taking close-ups of the bluebonnets with those features of the Texas Hill Country, like cactus and all that good stuff. So we drove those two roads yesterday, and they were pleasant enough. Now, if you find something better, don't go down those roads. They're not worth passing up a really nice thing for those, but they're pleasant. Then we went just a little bit further north of County Road 310. Man, I can't tell y'all enough how nice Highway 71's looking. And it has Indian paintbrush as well. That's really the only flowers we're seeing is Indian, yeah, blues and reds, definitely.
That's a thick patch.
That's a nice thick patch of paints and bluebonnets right there. We're getting closer to County Road 305. Yeah, I recognize this area. You know what? When we come up here on the left, if we get this hill going like that, we want to look up into those hills because there's bluebonnets up there too.
How pretty that is up there.
That's on the way to Kingsland over there. So anyhow, we went down County Road 308 and 315 yesterday. We reported on these two roads last season, and God, they were gorgeous last year, okay? So for those of you that went to them last year, in the areas that were gorgeous last year, it's not as nice. But there are other areas that have popped up that are super sweet. Super, super sweet. So they're on County Road 308. There's a low water crossing that had those nice bluebonnets with, you can't get on the land, but you can shoot bluebonnets with the low water crossing. There were these little waterfalls, and then there was a really cool rock formation in the background with yuccas growing off of it. So those photographers, you want to look really closely and you can find some very picturesque shots. Other than that, 308 was just a road to get to 315, even though there were nice spots on it. Nothing too spectacular though. Then you want to pay close attention to the turnoff for County Road 315. There is a green and white street sign for that intersection, so you know that you're turning onto County Road 315. You go down that road and you're going to go up a big hill, and on your right hand side, if the Longhorn herd is out, there's no way you could miss that herd. The Longhorn herd usually hangs around the ranch sign that was Forwood Ranch, Forwood Ranch. It'll be on the right hand side. An awesome Longhorn herd, like a good 20 cattle with long horns, like super long horns. Mostly cows out there. I never really saw a confirmed bull out there, but there was one that I figured could have been a bull, but it's mostly cows out there with baby longhorns too. Okay, so along 315, after you pass the Longhorns on the right hand side, you're gonna pass a house, and across the road from the house there's a cool little shed, but there's nothing too spectacular around that area. You'll see the sign that says something like, prayer is a good way to get to heaven, but trespassing on my properties is a quicker one. Laugh at that. That's just Texas Hill Country humor, but take it seriously too. So don't trespass. I wouldn't want to get in a tangle with that landowner right there, because he's gonna come out with a shotgun and go on your butts. So anyhow, go past that. Then as you take the turn on the, oh God, dog, this is nice. We're coming into Llano right now, and the paints and the blues are gorgeous just south of the interchange where 16 and 71 come together. That was really nice. It's sweet, guys, on 71. Take it. All right, back to County Road 315. you'll go around a bend and there's going to be a stone wall, a high stone wall on your left-hand side. Those of you who drove it last year, there was a huge field of white prickly poppy. That's not there this year either. I don't know if we're too early for the prickly poppy or it just didn't bloom this year. So there's a little bit of bluebonnets in there, but nothing too much. It's very picturesque across the road from that. But then you want to go further down the road and you're going to come where the bluebonnets start lining the road, and they are thick and luscious. And we hung out on that road quite a bit. Take your time going down that road because you're going to go over this little hill and you're going to be able to see a vista through a valley through the Texas Hill Country. And guys, on the end of that valley is Enchanted Rock. You can't really tell it's Enchanted Rock, but I looked it up on the map and it was. So we're stopping at the Stripes right now south of Llano on 71. So I'll keep up with a report while Kathy gets out and gets gas. Do you need money?
No.
You good? All right. Okay, so we hung out quite a bit at that one spot, at the super sweet spot where you see this vista through the valley, and we were shooting the sunset. And to be honest, I know every photographer is going to laugh at us. We gave up a little early on the sky, so we turned around and we wound up getting sunset shots across from the Longhorn herd. But anyhow, gorgeous sight. Okay, those of you who know the road, if you continue down from that sweet spot towards the road, you're going to get to the windmill and the stone stock tank. Those of you that were there last year, those prickly poppies are not there. They're either not there or they're not there yet. Not sure which one it is. I've seen prickly poppy this season, but I haven't seen as much as I did last season. So if you're going down there to get that picture of the windmills and the stone stock tank with flowers around it, it's not worth the drive because there's no flowers around it. There's no bluebonnets around it. There's no white prickly poppy. There's not even any daisies around it. So if you want to go down there to get the actual farm features, then sure, go head on down there. But the one thing that's different about County Road 315, there was a warning sign about the low water crossing as you're headed more west past this windmill that I just got done talking about. You cannot get to Highway 16 anymore, or at least until the low water crossing goes down. So you're going to have to turn around at the windmill and go back to Highway 71. So the low water crossing at Sandy Creek on County Road 315, that if you could cross it, you could then come out of this area at Highway 16. You can't get there, so you have to turn around to go down 308 unless someone wants to take the drive all the way to that low water crossing and see whether or not the water's gone down. But I would not recommend anyone going that way unless they're willing to do that work. Okay, so that does it for days 2 and days 3 of this Bluebonnet Frolic. We're in the Texas Hill Country. Today we're in Llano now, so we're going to check out all those roads going out of Llano. I think we're definitely going to do Ranch Road 152. We're going to try to do FM 2323, and I would love to do North Highway 16 north of Llano between Llano and Cherokee, to then take FM 501 out to Pontotoc, because I want to get those bluebonnets on that big old hill. And you get that hill country vista looking out over the town of Pontotoc. So you're looking towards the south, and it's a big old hill on 501 north of Pontotoc, if I'm saying that right. Okay, so for now, I know that was a long report, but unfortunately we weren't breaking it up with the different days. But that does it for days 2 and day 3. Okay, let me summarize the Texas Hill Country, and Kathy, help me out. Yeah, we're in a parking lot. We're watching how everyone's backing up. It's real tight right now. We have a bus in front of us. We got